So here's my 2005 Lincoln Town Car again. So YouTube, this is the thing. These are some amazing cars. I'm telling you, I've owned one town car before back when I was in high school. I had a 1988, the boxy style. I guess the first generation Lincoln Town Car. And it's been a long time. I'm 41 years old now, so I can't remember. I do remember it being a nice car. You know, to me it was a little bit hard to handle at the time. Not hard to handle, but that particular town car didn't ride nearly as nice as these. Like this car right here, basically, this generation town car, I gotta say, basically drives themselves. Like, you just point these cars in a direction and they go in the direction real smooth and straight. Like, you don't have to fight the car. The car, like I said, it basically drives itself. I mean, I gotta say it's the most comfortable car I've ever had, I've ever driven. And I've driven lots of cars, like expensive, cheap. I've never had a car that drives nowhere near as nice as this car rides. I mean, it's not a sports car. It's not meant to go in curves real fast. It is what it is. It's a nice. I mean, I mean, it's hard for me to really even put it into words how well they ride. Like these cars, if you've never had a town car, if you've never driven a town car, trust me, you need to go and check out a town. If you can find a nice one, go check it out. I tell you, that car changed your life. This car right here, I mean, I enjoy it. I've had some nice cars, but I gotta say this is the most comfortable and the best highway cruising vehicle I have ever had in my life. And I mean, I just can't say enough. You know, I can't say enough good things about them. They're just that awesome. I mean, once you get pampered by one, you really don't want to drive anything else. And I'm telling you, that's the truth. Go and try one yourself, and you'll see for yourself. They are. If anything ever happens to this car where it's not salvageable, where it can't be repaired, I'm going to buy another town car. I'm telling you, if I can find one, and I gotta say, I'm looking for more in the future. I'm gonna be trying to buy another one. Like, I'm gonna try to get this. I'm gonna try to get as many as I can. If I can find one and can afford it, I'm gonna snatch it up. I'm just gonna tell you, these cars are amazing. Like, my God, this car right here, man, I'll get in the driver's seat. I don't have to. I can hold my hand on that steering wheel. And these are not. A lot of people think these cars. I won't say a lot of people think these cars, but a lot of people tend to think, well, it's a big car, then it wallows everywhere. No, it doesn't. This car right here is solid. It doesn't wander. Like, you hold wherever that steering wheel is, that car is gonna go in that direction. It's not gonna. Let me tell you, I don't fight this car side to side motions. I mean, it stays straight and everything. So it's they are real good, but they are. I mean, they are big cars, but they handle real well though. They handle real well, so it's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. Like I said, you would have to experience it yourself. They're amazing. They will change your life, I'm telling you. I don't want another car. Like, this is it. Like, these cars are badass, I'm telling you. And like, they go in a straight line well. They don't handle anything like you would expect a big car to handle. Like, the car just goes. And I mean, they just some really good cars. So I had this car. I've had this car about 7 months now, and I have to say, it has never, even up until now, the whole time I've had it, I've never had any issues with it. I did notice one morning when I got up to go to work, that the suspension had dropped one morning. And that was because I hit a real bad pothole one time, And one night I hit a real bad pothole, and I woke up the next morning and it was the butt part of the car was just basically on the ground. So I ended up having to replace the rear air struts. And aside from that, I haven't had any issues with the car. This car, it's just been an amazing car. Like it's a beautiful car. I think it's beautiful anyway. It's clean. Like I said, it was a one owner. It's never been in any accidents. And so my plan is, well, first let me tell you, the car. Even with the miles, was the fact that when I'm gonna one of these days I'm gonna take it to the shop and have some things done, have it inspected real well, and at that time I'll take a video of it. But if you look up under the bottom of this car, there's no rust. The frame rails are nice and black. They haven't been repainted. Like I said, the car hasn't been in any accidents. That's what made me buy this car. It's just a real clean car, and it was well taken care of. The suspension wasn't shot. Actually, the previous owner had replaced a lot of things, and it was, like I said, it was just a very well taken care of car. It hasn't been in any accidents, and that's the reason why I went ahead and bought the car. So I was told, in which I do believe it, that it was a lot of highway miles. They used it a lot on the highway. So, and it shows. I mean, the car is very well taken care of. Let me show you the interior. I mean, when I say this car is clean, this car is clean. I mean, it is clean. Check that car out. Check that car out. That's a clean town car. Now, so what are my plans with this car? All right, so the car had just over 200,000 miles on it. Now I have about 219,000 miles on it. And like I said, it hasn't been any trouble whatsoever. It starts right up every time. I'm basically giving this car a third life, I guess you would say, you know, per 100,000 miles. I'm gonna see if my goal is to get at least another 100,000 miles on it without having to replace a transmission or engine. I expect that out of it. Because these cars typically get between 300,000 to 600,000 miles. I see it a lot, and so I'm not gonna be afraid of it. I'm gonna use it for travel. My goal is to travel the United States, and I'm gonna do it in this old 2005 town car, and I'm not gonna worry about it. I would normally rent a car to drive when I go places, but that's my goal. I'm expecting, but I'm gonna try my best to get at least another 100,000 miles on it. And of course I'm gonna be doing routine maintenance on it. I'm not gonna per se wait till things break before I fix them. You know, I'm gonna do the right maintenance on it, but I'm gonna eke out as many miles out of this car as I can possibly get. And so, you know, it's not just gonna be a car that I buy and drive and just beat the hell out of and just throw it away, because I mean, they don't make these cars anymore. And like I said, this is a real nice example of a town car. It's real clean, and you just can't beat the ride. Like they are amazing. And I actually wish I had when I bought my last car a few years back, I wish I had the sense to be thinking of a town car back then, so I could have got the experience way back then. But y'all, these cars are amazing. If you've never driven a town car, and if you like big cars, if you're used to big cars but you've never driven a town car, please go out. if you see one of these cars, please go out and test drive one. If it's a nice one, I do highly recommend buying it, because these cars will one day be rare, and they're going to become more harder to find as time goes on. So if you get the chance to get one, by all means, please do it, because you won't regret it. Trust me when I say you won't regret it. You will not regret buying this buying a nice Lincoln Town car. They are just that good. The most comfortable car ever. You will not get a smooth ride like you get in a town car unless you spend a lot of money. You better step up. You're gonna have to step up to maybe a Mercedes S-Class to get this type of ride. They are that smooth. And to be honest with you, I think they ride even better than a Mercedes S-Class. Don't get me wrong, the Mercedes S-Class is a nice car, but they are nice cars and they ride good. They have a nice ride, but I still don't think they ride as smooth as a town car. Like, these cars are badass. I'm telling y'all, go out and check out a town car. And I'm gonna be posting, my channel's new. I'm gonna be posting more content, and I'm gonna keep everybody in the know of every time I have to do something to this car. It's gonna be documented. But I really don't expect to do a whole lot to it, because first of all, I take care of everything that I have anyway. But I'm gonna be doing routine maintenance on it, and I'm also not gonna be waiting until things break before I fix them. That's not how I do it. I like to have things done before it becomes a problem. But you would not believe this car has over 200,000 miles on it. It's amazing. Let me just show y'all this interior one more time. Like, this car has been taken care of. Check this out. Look at that leather. I mean, just look at it. The only thing I see a problem with would be that little crack, those are replaceable. I plan to replace that anyway, but that's the only issue with this whole interior. Like, the seats. Let me tell you, you do not have to spend a lot of money to get a nice car, to have a nice car. Like, and I don't, I've spent a lot of money on cars over the years, and it's just so unnecessary. You can take that money and do something more important with it. You can get you a nice older car like one of these. If you're not the type of person who necessarily needs the latest, the newest, and the latest, these are the perfect cars. I'm telling y'all. They are amazing. But anyway, like I said, my goal, this channel is not per se strictly about town cars. It involves town cars, but my plan with this car is to basically tour the United States, or take as many road trips as I possibly can in the near future in this particular car, and document everything that I ever have to do with it. Document things as I go on my drives, when I go on my drives, when I have to do maintenance. I plan to document. I'm talking about video documentation, not just writing stuff down. But man, these cars, I'm telling you, I've had a lot of cars in my life, in my short lifetime thus far, and I gotta say, and I've had some nice cars, but this is the best ride. This is the most comfortable one I've ever had, and like I said, I can't say enough good things about them. That's just how good it is. And these cars are really, what's the word I'm looking for? These cars don't get enough credit. They've never gotten enough credit. People associate them with old people, and I guess that was the general audience that they were targeting with the town cars. But let me tell you, these cars are becoming some hot items, and people are really starting to take notice. And I really don't understand, like, why when you look for the most reliable, when you search reliable luxury cars or the most reliable luxury cars, this up until recently was never even included. Now that they're discontinued, they stopped making them in 2011. Now you can find them, like when you search Lincoln Town Car, they have these. Let me tell you, when it comes to reliability, these are right up there with the Toyota Camry and the Honda Accord. These cars are that reliable. Like, it's rare to have, you taking care of them, it's rare to have any problem with them. And you don't have to do a whole lot of maintenance to them either. They're some awesome cars. I'm telling you, people really need to check them out. And if you've never had one, and if you've never driven one, first I really recommend driving it. But when you drive it, you're gonna want it. As long as you're the type of person who likes big cars, if you go and drive a Lincoln Town Car, you're probably gonna buy it, because they are, man, this car glides. This car doesn't bounce up and down when it goes over dips in the road. It glides. It just smooths that dip right out. Like, they're amazing, I'm telling you. And I'm gonna document. I'm basically gonna give this car a third life. Another chance at life at 200,000 miles. I'm expecting to get at least 300,000 miles, at least. I expect to get more than that, but because I plan to really take care of it. I'm gonna take care of it just like it's a brand new car. Anyway, that's all for this video. More videos to come in the future, near future. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'm gonna be making more videos